Hello everyone, my name is Bertram Davis. I'm a social work major at the University of Kentucky. My presentation is on substance abuse. Substance abuse, community of change. Substance abuse is defined as having a pattern of compulsive substance use marked by recurrent social, legal, and personal adverse consequences like getting arrested, missing work, and having difficulty in one's personal life. Community risk factors could be lack of personal attachment to the community and internal violence in the community. The rationalization for substance use could be to understand the why the use in our society and the why the misuse has been treated as a crime. When all we ever needed, the most communities, our society in America is a rehabilitation, not a lock me up, throw away the key kind of situation, or zero tolerance. I think that is used way too much. And cultural humility is definitely a view that we should be thinking about and understanding, because everyone has a different way of looking at life. Every culture, race, ethnicity, or whatever you want to say, has a different way of looking at life. But if we as social workers would like to understand, one must first have a broader understanding of their own life mistakes, their own approach to drug addiction, and with an open mind, and be able to do a self-assessment of one's own failures. This will at least let you be able to approach the situation with a helpful mind, with empathy to someone else that's going through these same issues. My understanding of the article that I read is that from different articles that I've read is that our recent incarceration of individuals, men and women, have led to just strong factors in just locking people up, and that is not a good thing in our society. I think we definitely should relook at what's going on in our communities, in our society, in our population. In order to have a proper intervention, we need to understand and have a uh, evidence-based intervention practice. We need to start thinking about that, and motivation in interviewing is one thing that I thought would be helpful in dealing with substance abuse. It has been widely used to assist individuals in suffering with substance abuse, and before they even get homeless or thrown out of dealing with stress and death in our own communities, just being vulnerable to the outside sources. A theoretical perspective as far as dealing with substance abuse is a learning theory. It suggests that a substance use disorder results from the learning as we receive from our social environment, our experiences that we receive each and every day of our lives, the stresses that we go through. Watching someone smoke vape, smoke marijuana, cocaine, crack cocaine, whatever the case may be. I think these things can have uh, a detrimental effect on our psyche. And it's like I said, as we visited before, the cultural adaptation and understanding how therapy has evolved, can be, if we seek to be inclusive of these things in our culture and religion and race, that I think we can narrow a lot of issues down, because all of us have different perspectives. All of from what we dealing with things, all of us have a diverse perspective, have an indifference to different cultures. Although Western culture is the Western view of looking at psychology and treatments are pretty much prevalent, because the Western cultural view, the one was where it all kind of pretty much started in America, where America was kind of looking at how drugs and just adversity in drugs and homelessness is really has been on the forefront of the view, where most cultures and around the world have ignored it, or either have more in place than America does to deal with these things. But awareness and empathy should be the forefront of our dealing with, especially as a social worker or some type of caregiver or psychologist. The target of change should be the substance abuse in the community, being responsible for the increase of mental illness and homelessness, finding affordable housing to initiate job skills training, push for policies and reducing prison sentences for more, and initiate rehabilitation for all these changes. Again, we all these things keep coming up that we're just throwing our people away. We're not paying attention to the bigger picture. Positive change is what we need to be looking at. Positive change, prevention, and programs and policies aimed at reducing substance abuse. The intervention strategies that we should all be using, especially in community mobilization, is the idea that a community and/or organization within the community are encouraged to take action to improve the well-being of their own population. Involve families and friends, therapists, social workers, and doctors to collaborate with the nonprofits, agencies, and community groups in the community, in our society. To be having stakeholders like elders and uh, religious organizations, the social workers that are on the ground, that's on ground level, dealing with each and every individual's families in a um, micro setting, at the micro level. Providing funds, supporting and direct rehabilitation service, and not jail or prison, and provide therapy for drug treatment. To understand this, we like to organize our communities. We like to take stake in our communities. We want to, in order to ensure that we have a safe and secure environment for our children, for our elders, for our people that want to have and be more in our communities. We want to have a more cultural understanding about where we're going and where we want to be. This is going to require a collective effort from all of us. Are we ready to do that? Thank you. Amen. Bye bye.